You ever wonder why 50% of marriages fail, or why so many people go from relationship to relationship, never finding lasting love? The answer is simple. People keep repeating the same destructive relationship patterns over and over again without ever addressing them. And until you learn these tough truths about relationships, you'll continue to be one of those people. So listen up. Number 1, relationships don't just happen. A lot of women get frustrated watching my videos because I always tell guys that relationships are not some magical fairy tale where you meet a beautiful girl, you fall in love, and then you live happily ever after. It doesn't work like that. You have to put in work every single day, whether it's keeping your house clean, being affectionate with your partner, or giving them emotional support. Everything in life requires work, and relationships are no exception. In fact, they require more work than most things in life. So if you're too lazy to put in the effort, then don't even bother getting into a relationship. It's better to be alone than to have someone who resents you for not pulling your weight. Number 2, they become less exciting over time. This is another tough truth that nobody tells you about relationships. Your girlfriend isn't going to look the same way when you marry her. Your wife won't be nearly as exciting as your fiancé. And your children will resent you for taking away all of your time and money. That's just the way it is. Relationships change and evolve over time. And if you can't accept that, then you're in for a rude awakening. It's like buying a new car. At first it's exciting and fun to drive around, but after a while you take it for granted and it just becomes a means of getting from point A to point B. The same thing with relationships. Now, I'm not saying that this is a bad thing, it's just something you should be prepared for. Don't expect your wife to be as exciting as your girlfriend, and don't expect your children to be as fun as your friends. Things will change and you need to be prepared for that. The only way to keep the excitement alive in your marriage is by putting in the effort. Go on dates with your wife, take her on vacations, and make an effort to keep the spark alive. If you do this, your marriage will be much happier and more fulfilling. But if you sit back and expect your wife to do all of the work, then you're going to be in for a world of hurt. Number 3, your partner will never make you happy. Your happiness is your own responsibility. I know that sounds harsh, but it's the truth. You can't rely on your partner to make you happy because they're not perfect. They have their own problems to deal with. So if you go into a relationship expecting your partner to make you happy, you're going to be disappointed. Instead, focus on making yourself happy. Be your own best friend. Love yourself for who you are and then bring that positive energy into the relationship. When you do that, your partner will appreciate you much more, and the relationship will be much more fulfilling for both of you. Number 4, being in a relationship means having to compromise. This is another tough truth that nobody tells you about relationships, but it's important to understand. You will never find a person who agrees with you on every single issue. There will always be some things that you disagree on, and if you're not willing to compromise, then you're not going to be able to make the relationship work. For example, let's say that you want to have kids but your partner doesn't. Or maybe you're a spender and they're a saver. These are all things that you're going to have to compromise on if you want the relationship to work. And here's the other important thing to remember about compromise. It's not just about giving in to your partner. It's also about being willing to listen to their side of the story and try to see things from their perspective. A lot of men think that they're always right and their woman is always wrong. And that's not the case. You need to be willing to listen and to learn from your partner, even if you don't agree with them at first. Otherwise, the relationship is never going to work. Number 5, you can't control other people. One of the most important things that you need to learn about relationships is that you can't control the other person. All you can control is yourself. So if you're trying to force your partner to do something that they do and want to do, like have kids when they're not ready, you're never going to be able to force them to do it. And it's important to respect your partner's wishes. If they're not ready to have kids, then don't pressure them into it. Let them come to the decision on their own. Similarly, if you're trying to control your partner's behavior, like telling them what to wear or how to act, that's not going to work either. You need to give your partners space to be their own person. Yes, it's important to have some shared values and goals in a relationship, but it's also important to respect each other's individuality. So let your partner be who they are. Don't try to change them because that's never going to work. Number 6, sometimes you need to take a break. Most people think that couples should always spend time together, but that's not always the case. Sometimes it's important to take a break and give each other some space. Maybe you've been fighting a lot lately, and you need to cool off for a while. Or maybe you just need some time to focus on your own life. Whatever the reason, it's important to be honest with your partner and communicate your needs clearly. Otherwise, they're going to assume that you just don't want to spend time with them anymore. Taking a break doesn't mean that you're breaking up. It just means that you need some time away from each other. To be honest, this is one of the hardest things to do in a relationship, but it's also one of the most important. If you're able to communicate effectively with your partner and take breaks when necessary, your relationship will be much stronger for it. Number 7, trust is earned. From the moment you meet someone, they form an opinion about you. And whether you like it or not, you form an opinion about them as well. That's just human nature. We all make snap judgments about people. And unfortunately, those snap judgments often end up being correct. So if you want to build trust with your partner, you need to earn it. Show them who you really are. Be honest, reliable, and trustworthy. And over time, they will come to trust you. But if you try to fake being trustworthy, they're going to sense that you're not being genuine and they won't trust you. Number 8, Communication is key. I know it sounds cliche, but communication is truly the most important thing in any relationship. If you're able to communicate effectively with your partner, you can solve almost any issue. But if you're not good at communicating, even the smallest issue can cause huge problems. So make sure you learn how to communicate effectively with your partner. Listen to them, try to understand their perspective, and be honest about your own needs and feelings. Number 9. Stop judging your partner. Everyone makes mistakes. So if your partner does something that you don't like, try to understand why they did it before you judge them. Maybe they were raised in a different way. Maybe they had a bad experience in the past that made them act that way. Whatever the reason, try to understand where they're coming from before you judge them. Number 10. Stop blaming your partner. Blaming your partner for everything is a big mistake. It will destroy your relationship. Instead, focus on solving the problem and show your partner that you're willing to work on it together. Number 11. Your partner isn't your therapist. If you have mental health issues, you need to seek professional help. Don't expect your partner to be your therapist. They're not trained to deal with mental health issues, and they shouldn't have to be your therapist. Number 12. Don't expect your partner to read your mind. If you need something, ask for it. Don't expect your partner to read your mind. They're not a mind reader. So if you need something from them, like emotional support or help with chores, don't be afraid to ask for it. These are just a few of the tough truths about relationships that nobody tells you. Hopefully this video has helped you to be more realistic about relationships and has given you some valuable insights. Remember, relationships aren't always easy, but they're always worth it if you find the right person.